Mental health is how we dash. Great job. All of the of is the accurate answer.
Recognized medical condition.
Perfect. Mental illness is the correct choice.
How you feel about yourself.
Correct response. Self-esteem is the most accurate answer.
Holding back or restraining.
Great thinking. Suppression is the right choice. What does considerable mean? Right choice. Large, important is the best answer.
An example of an allergen is
Sharp thinking. Dust is the right choice.
my school counselor is dash.
Exactly. Stephanie makes sense and it is right choice. Lithium can be described as nice selection. A mood stabilizer is the correct and valid answer. What does it mean? Kadadaya. Good thinking. Every day is the right answer. Who can get mental illness? Strong choice. Anyone is the right answer. Coping with stress involves nice work. You chose all of the above and it is correct.
Anything that causes stress.
Clear logic. Your choice stressor is sound and 100% true. Alpaca genus mental health. Nicely done. Anxiety is a solid answer. What does Gen B stand for? Correct. New Generation Indonesia is the right answer. In which game players run? Good job. Your answer hockey works well here. What does contribute mean? Excellent. To add to is a brilliant choice.
Abuse is a dash of stress.
Smart move. Cause is an accurate answer. What is a sign of disgust? Smart pick. Feeling sick is the correct choice. Self-management deals with. You chose all of these. And it is correct. What is a sign of sadness? Right again. Walking with head down is a valid answer. Peer pressure can be dash. Excellent choice. Positive or negative is the right answer. Mental health illness are. Valid point. Very common is true. The cause of stress dash. Well reasoned. Stressor is the correct choice. Behave in a certain way. Well done. Conducted is the right choice. What does rahya mean? You got it. Your choice flow is right.
A university in England.
You're right. Oxford University is the correct answer. I've been feeling useful. Solid response. All of the time is a valid choice. Most phobias start dash. Well picked. In childhood is the correct answer.
Coping skills is a dash.
Bravo. Psychological factor is the answer. Ask for advice always. On track. Always ask for advice is the correct answer. Name 3 healthy food. You got it. Your choice vegetables, fruits, bread is right. Think positive always. Correct response. Always think positive is the most accurate answer. Thought form includes smart move. Stringing rhyming words together is an accurate answer.
Living your best life.
Well reasoned. Thriving is the correct choice. Fear of closed spaces. Great job. Claustrophobia is the accurate answer. Healthy mentality dash. Well done. Deal with problems effectively is the right choice.
What does mayo mean?
You chose muscle, and it is correct. When was WHO founded? Nice work. You chose 1948, and it is correct.
Mental illnesses are.
Correct. Very common is the right answer, which is good stress. Right choice. Eustress is the best answer. Dash is good stress. On track. Eustress is the correct answer.
Mental health is our.
Nice selection. All variants are correct is the correct and valid answer. Binging and purging. Nicely done. Anorexia nervosa is a solid answer.
Verbal means dash.
Valid point. Spoken is true. Exercise every day. Good job. Your answer poster 3 works well here.
Everyone has needs.
Perfect. Hierarchy of needs is the correct choice. RIC stands for. Well picked. Rest, ice, compression, elevation is the correct answer. A perfectionist is. Excellent. Is a roadblock is a brilliant choice. Signs of happiness. Excellent choice. Laughing is the right answer. We never exercise. Exactly. Exercise regularly makes sense, and it is right choice.
To spend time with.
Right again. Spend time with is a valid answer. What is my name? Clear logic. Your choice. Alma is sound and 100% true. Past form smile. Solid response. Smiled is a valid choice. What is sadness? Great thinking. Sadness is the right choice. Is stress good? Bravo. Increasing self-motivation is the answer. How we behave. Sharp thinking. Actions is the right choice. Sleep 8 hours. Smart pick. Ask for advice is the correct choice.
Panic dash.
Good thinking. Attacks is the right answer.
Me and you.
Strong choice. Like Dankow is the right answer. 2/5? You're right. 2/5 is the correct answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Smart pick. Contact Narayan Changda is the correct choice.